Chapter 9, 185. Fang Yuan's entry into Ascending Heaven Plane. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. The sky was blue. Several clouds were floating. Fang Yuan floated in the sky, looking far away into the horizon. He only saw that the sky was vast. His vision was filled with blue. Both from the sky and sea, waves were moving about. The atmosphere was grand. These were the special characteristics of Eastern Sea. It was completely different from the mountainous southern border. When Eastern Sea was peaceful, the scenery was flat and still, like the grand and brutish northern plains. Yet when fierce waves appear on the surface of the seas, turning it into a dangerous place, the resemblance to northern plains vanishes. Along with the changes of the seas and waves, Eastern Sea constantly shifted in various ways. Precisely because of these changes, such grand scenery could be created, and there were cultures that had various unique features. Fang Yuan waited patiently. The sea area below him was rather small. It was within Zombie Alliance's territory, the private sea area of Bodan. But Bodan had been chased out long ago. The person who was occupying this place was the leader of the Northern Plains Zombie Alliance branch, rank 8 Firepath Immortal Zombie Blazing Heaven Demoness. A moment ago, the letter Gu that Fang Yuan had prepared for Blazing Heaven Demoness had been tossed into the sea. But there was no disturbance in the sea. "Who are you? Such guts! You interrupted me when I was at the most crucial moment of refining Gu." Suddenly, Fang Yuan heard a voice. Fang Yuan's heart jumped. He had used his investigative methods long ago, but Blazing Heaven Demoness could not be traced at all. Fang Yuan did not sense her. She actually got close to him, and before she spoke, Fang Yuan had no idea. On the surface, Fang Yuan was unmoved. He spoke calmly and slowly turned around, bowing. "I am Fang Yuan. My respects to Lady Blazing Heaven Demoness." Fang Yuan? Blazing Heaven Demoness's eyes shined with brilliance. These last days, her mood had been good. Because she and Fairy Li Shan had started to communicate using letters ago, and in the letter, Fairy Li Shan mentioned that she was trying to mend their relationship for the sake of He Lu Lan. Earlier, she was not refining Gu. But when she received the information path Mortal Gu, stating that it was He Lu Lan's friend, Blazing Heaven Demoness was curious and wary, she sneaked out and got close to Fang Yuan, probing him. Fang Yuan did not sense her. Because of his rank 6 cultivation level, Blazing Heaven Demoness's wariness fell drastically. Blazing Heaven. Demoness had a tough personality. The moment she spoke, she claimed that Fang Yuan had interrupted her refinement. She wanted to gain the initiative in the conversation so that she could pressure him later. But the initiative that she took did not faze Fang Yuan. Blazing Heaven Demoness was impressed by Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan nodded. "That is me." Saying this, he deactivated familiar face, turning from the appearance of Wisdom Star back to his immortal zombie body. Blazing Heaven. Demoness's pupils expanded slightly. She sighed. "This rank 8 attitude Gu is really amazing. I could not find any flaws in it. However, what is your relationship with Wisdom Star Chen Dao?" Fang Yuan laughed. "Wisdom Star Chen Dao is me, but I am not just Wisdom Star alone." Blazing Heaven. Demoness's impression of Fang Yuan rose. "In Fairy Li Shan's letters, she did not mention that you had wisdom path attainment. She had been eyeing Yulu Blessed Land for a long time. Thus, she had been collecting information about shark demons secretly. The information of Wisdom Star, Chen Dao that Fang Yuan had been disguised as was known by Blazing Heaven Demoness. If I did not have wisdom path attainment, how could I venture into Imperial Court Blessed Land alone? Lady Blazing Heaven Demoness, I wonder if you are interested in Yulu Blessed Land." Fang Yuan spoke about his intention. Blazing Heaven. Demoness smiled. "What do you think?" Fang Yuan was calm and collected. "If you are not interested, I would not have come here." Blazing Heaven. Demoness laughed loudly. "Is this also the intention of your master, Purple Mountain True Monarch?" Fang Yuan did not deny it. "Madam, with my capabilities, as long as I am given some time, I will be able to unravel the final battlefield killer move in Yulu Blessed Land. But how to get rid of Shark Demon and Subai Man will be your matter. Without Star Thought Immortal Goo, Fang Yuan would not be so confident. But with the Wisdom Path Immortal Goo in his hands, and with the fact that the battlefield killer move unmoving troops was unmanned, Fang Yuan would not face much difficulty in dealing with it. Blazing Heaven. Demoness's expression sank. Fang Yuan had control of the flow of the conversation. She could no longer control her patience. Baseless talk, she snorted. You say you have the ability? Is that necessarily true? How can I believe it? The anger of a rank 8 Goo Immortal was not to be underestimated. The atmosphere became heavy at once. Fang Yuan smiled calmly. He knew that Blazing Heaven Demoness would react like this. Blazing Heaven. Demoness was not familiar with Fang Yuan, but Fang Yuan had his previous life's experiences. He knew about Blazing Heaven Demoness's temper. Know yourself and your enemy, and you will never be defeated. Precisely because of this, Fang Yuan had control of the conversation. It is simple to get Madam to believe in my abilities. Please bear with me. Saying so, Fang Yuan started deducing. At once, starlight shone on his body as immortal Goo aura surged. After a dozen breaths, Fang Yuan stopped pretending. He said to Blazing Heaven Demoness, sighing, "A rank 8 great expert is truly difficult to deduce. Is this your excuse for failing?" Blazing Heaven Demoness raised her eyebrows. Of course not. Fang Yuan's lips curled up. I have already deduced that Madam has already contacted the Zombie Alliance headquarters and is prepared to push aside Subai Man and Shark Demon. Bodan has already been captured, right? Subduing him first, then letting him go and making him bribe Subai Man with an immortal material. By then you can find an excuse of stealing immortal material to righteously seek trouble with them. Blazing Heaven. Demoness heard this and her expression changed. She was very shocked internally. She did not expect Fang Yuan to deduce her plans so quickly in such a short time. She was a rank 8 Goo Immortal. Even though she was Fire Path, she had methods to defend against the deduction of Wisdom Path Goo Immortals. Why did her methods fail against Fang Yuan? No wonder this person could make Little Sister feel wary and cause a loss to Little Anne. No, maybe this is what his master Purple Mountain True Monarch deduced. He is only using that information to act in front of me. Blazing Heaven. Demoness calmed down quickly. She was not an ordinary immortal zombie. Anyone who could reach rank 8 was not easy to fool. All right, since you have the ability, I have a difficult problem for you to solve. Saying this, Blazing Heaven Demoness grabbed him and fire burst out, surrounding Fang Yuan's entire body. Fang Yuan's heart shook. He saw Blazing Heaven Demoness's domineering personality once again, but he was not afraid that she would cause him harm. Because He Lu Lan's attitude Goo was in his hands. If Blazing Heaven Demoness tried to kill Fang Yuan, would she not be afraid that Fang Yuan would destroy attitude Goo along with him? Fang Yuan did not resist. He was grabbed by Blazing Heaven Demoness. Next, Blazing Heaven Demoness turned into a rainbow of fire and tore through the sky. Fang Yuan's eyes could only see fire. He could not move. He did not know how long it took, but suddenly the flames vanished, and Fang Yuan found himself in a plain. This plain was filled with greenery. Young and tender grass grew over the entire plain. The plain had few trees, one could see very far. What was most eye-catching was a palace not far away. This palace had a green-gold floating sculpted design. The surface was carved with the sea, sky, and mountains. This was the design style of the remote antiquity era. The radiating immortal Goo aura showed that this palace was extraordinary. This was an immortal Goo house. At this moment, many Goo immortals were standing on the plain, surrounding this immortal Goo house from all directions. There were some Goo immortals who floated in the air, far from the immortal Goo house. Whichever Goo immortal it was, their gazes were all focused on Blazing Heaven Demoness and Fang Yuan. Earlier, a fiery rainbow had descended. It was a huge disturbance. Nobody could miss it. Blazing Heaven. Demoness released her rank 8 Goo immortal aura, causing them to focus on her. With such a high-profile entrance, Fang Yuan, who came along with her, was also heavily locked on by many gazes. I am Song Kun. Greetings to Lady Blazing Heaven Demoness. Kai Xiong pays respects. I, Ruolai Guiyi, am truly honored to be able to see Lady Blazing Heaven Demoness in person. Soon 3 Gu immortals acted as the representatives and spoke. Even though their cultivation level was not as high as Blazing Heaven Demoness, they were the representatives of Song Clan, Kai Clan, and Ruolai Clan. These 3 clans were super forces in Eastern Sea. They were also the main forces competing for the ownership of Ascending Heaven Plane. Even Blazing Heaven Demoness could not be too arrogant with them. She nodded lightly at the 3 of them, speaking, I have heard about old eccentric Tiannan's inheritance. I am here to try and obtain it. You can feel free to handle your own matters. The 3 clans were silent. Blazing Heaven. Demoness said that casually, but the 3 clans did not dare to be careless. Blazing Heaven Demoness's cultivation level was at rank 8, and she even had a huge force, Zombie Alliance, behind her. If Zombie Alliance wanted to interfere in Ascending Heaven Plane, there would be a huge disturbance in the current situation within Ascending Heaven Plane. Lady Blazing, Heaven is from Northern Plains. You are a guest here. How can we be so rude? I am unworthy, but allow me to accompany you. Song Kun took the initiative and flew over. Brother Song Kun is right. Lady Blazing Heaven Demoness has just arrived here. I am willing to explain the situation to Lady Blazing Heaven Demoness. Kai Xiong had just spoken when Ruolai Guiyi also flew towards Blazing Heaven Demoness. Blazing Heaven. Demoness gave the 3 immortals a look. She did not chase them away. She allowed them to stand beside her. Again, the geographical location of Ascending Heaven Plane meant that Zombie Alliance could not intervene in it. There were many super forces in Eastern Sea, but the ones who could influence this place only numbered to 3. These 3 clans contested both upfront and in secret, but when a strong external force like Blazing Heaven Demoness came, they collaborated and resisted her together. There was no need to guess. Blazing Heaven Demoness knew that these 3 had already informed their clans. Soon, rank 8 experts were going to show up and hold the fort for them. But Blazing Heaven Demoness also knew that even though what was in Ascending Heaven Plane was good, she could not obtain it. Even though she was a rank 8 Gu immortal, if she tried to interfere in Ascending Heaven Plane, not only would Zombie Alliance not help her, she would offend the 3 super forces. Blazing Heaven. Demoness had a domineering and firm attitude, but she was not stupid. In fact, she was very wise. She understood the value of giving in. Otherwise, in Fang Yuan's previous life, she would not have established that alliance agreement with him. Blazing Heaven. Demoness's motive in this trip was not to obtain old eccentric Tiannan's inheritance. She wanted to test if Fang Yuan had wisdom path attainment, or whether he was only a fraud, merely relying on Purple Mountain True Monarch.